if Sooyah Bistro had a personality, what would it be?
If Sooyah Bistro had a personality, most certainly would not be me. Sooyah Bistro would be that dude that is just there for you.
It will be complicated but fun.
Sooyah Bistro is challenging and rewarding.
I would say adventures.
And I'm sure that person will be full of joy to serve everyone around there.
20,000 naira and a grill. That's literally how we started. In fact, the grill was even borrowed. It didn't belong to us. And as Sooyah Bistro was growing itself, I feel like it has its own spirit outside of me and outside of any one individual. It built its own identity as the business was growing. So very early on, of course, when I founded Sooyah Bistro, I had another job. In fact, I had like 2 other 9-to-5s that were my full focus at the time. And I started Sooyah Bistro over a weekend. That weekend, we brought a Sooyah man, a grill, and we bought 20,000 naira worth of groceries in Spar Supermarket. If you know where Spar Supermarket is in Ikate. So we went inside, we brought the meat. Back then, meat was like, beef was like 1-2 per kg. Chicken, same. We buy cabbage, we buy onions. We actually brought the Sooyah pepper. The Sooyah Malam brought it for us from the market. Some Sooyah steaks, some oil, and basically just whip a few ingredients together and you have Sooyah. So we would sell outside. That weekend, we sold maybe like 30K. We started over a weekend, we sold for 2 days, we're going back in, we're buying things, we're coming back out, we're selling it, and then that's just how the game went. And during the week, I would go to my job because I had like a proper office job that I was doing. And then at nighttime, I would come back to Ikate, that's our first branch, and I'll go there by like 7 and I'll work through the night. So I'm working in the morning at my office and then I'm coming there at night, and every day was like that. So by the next week, I'd already hired 2 staff to start. I remember their names, Helen and Babasani. And so I'll be away during the day, but I'm monitoring, I'm checking on things, and then at night I'm working with them. Nights and weekends, I was there. And so that's how our first few months went before we, set up the second branch.
From Ghana, you moved to the UK?
Yeah, I want.
What about Spain? What about Spain?
Yeah, I would love to.
I'll frame this in what kept Sooyah Bistro going. Sooyah Bistro is not about me. I never wanted to be about me. I wanted to be about creating an entity, creating its own identity, a brand that can stand on its own, outlive and outlast Olamidun or any other founder or partner or whoever. Sooyah Bistro has kept its own fire going by developing this brand and being a simple but sustainable but productive business. So it's cool. I mean, we're able to start with the bare minimum, and over time we're growing. But the brand is just pure magic. Like it has its own spirit, the way I look at it. And what's kept the fire going is the people. If you look at us, we're a lot of young people who are ambitious, and we're all growing this identity for Sooyah Bistro on its own.
Hi, my name is Francis. I'm the supply chain manager. So today I'll be walking you through the 4 key areas that are the backbone, things that happen behind the scene. Number 1, procurement, inventory, central kitchen, and logistics. So come on, guys.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Esther. Thank you for contacting Sooyah Bistro. How may we serve you, please?
I joined Sooyah Bistro in the year 2022, so that should be about going to 3 years now. My typical day at Sooyah Bistro, it's me waking up in the morning, opening my phone, and I'm seeing 5 messages waiting for me. And once I open one and I'm chatting with one, the customer is sending me, please hurry up, I'm waiting. I'm like, okay, please hold on. I send a message, I reply that particular person. I'm jumping between 5 messages, 5 different people. And at the same time, one is calling me. Once I don't pick that call, the person calls my direct line. At the end of the day, it slows down the person I'm communicating with on chat. Do you understand? Sales is the most important thing. Profit. That money, we must make it at Sooyah Bistro. And that's what I'm ensuring that we actually get. joined Sooyah Bistro, I had Mr. Richard as my manager then. So he was always encouraging me. If I had issues with customers, he would tell me not to give up. It's one of those things. It's something that has always happened over time, and I shouldn't give up. I should keep pressing on. And so far, he has really inspired me in this role.
The person that has inspired me the most in Sooyah Bistro will be my former direct boss, Richard. Yeah, because I could see his resilience, his passion, his dedication to the business, and I learned a lot from him.
My name is Richard, but I love to be called Richie for short, right? I'm the operations manager for Sooyah Bistro Island. My journey before joining Sooyah Bistro was challenging and hectic. Coming from the COVID-19 pandemic and NSAS situation put together, I lost both of my jobs. I spoke to a couple of friends. It was a long period of time staying at home without any form of income, any means of income, I mean to say. So I spoke to a couple of friends who introduced me to Jobberman then. So going on Jobberman, registering, then I came across Sooyah Bistro. They were then hiring for, I think, a restaurant assistant manager. Yeah, so I felt like, okay, let me take this up. And then obviously here we are at Sooyah Bistro. A typical day at Sooyah Bistro, sometimes it's challenging. Not sometimes. Every time you wake up every day in operation at Sooyah Bistro, there's always something for you to do or to solve at a particular store. Everything going well. Normally you wake up in the morning, you check up on the stores, when they resume. If it is stocking day, you check up on the stocks request sent to the central team, you call the central manager, or when am I getting my stock, would there be any delay and stuff like that. We check up on our third-party platforms, are we online, do we have any products turned off on the previous day that we need to put back on. We check on with the customer service team, do we have any customer from yesterday's operation that is not certified with any of our stores, any product, anything, just to run a general checkup on every department concerned with in operations. And then after that, we set up for the day and then put our expectations high to hope that yes, we're gonna make good sales, we're gonna have seamless operations, and then we'll keep hope alive.
My typical day in Sooyah Bistro, interestingly, is a combination of fun, vibes, and prayers. I start my day with prayers and then we come into the system, we introduce fun before we start working so that at least everybody will be in the right, because we still have joy. So it has to show on the team that their spirit is lifted.
My day-to-day activity is to wake up. I first of all have to check my mails, check my WhatsApp, what are the comments, check our platforms, check what are people saying about our products. Are there things we need to improve? Do we need to innovate? Do we need new technologies? What do we need to sustain our business? What do people want to see? And then after that, when you check, okay, what are the problems? Okay, then you now sit. How do I solve this problem? If it's a branch issue, I have to go to the branch. If it's a central issue, I have to go. So I go there, find out what the problem is, interact with the people. If there are reasons why that is being done, I tend to train them, or we go back to the drawing board. How do we change our processes, our policies, and all that? So that's like my typical day. It's just all about solving problems, in summary.
Stressful on a very busy day. But apart from that, it is actually smooth and calm. On a daily basis, we have to ensure that we have everything necessary to carry out the day's operation. We have to ensure that we have the proper amount of manpower. We have to ensure that all our items are fully operational and functional, and we don't have any materials broken, so that we don't have problems for the day. And once all those things are put in place, we have the right manpower, we have the right equipment, we have the right materials for the day. All operations move smoothly.
And then we've got the meat pie, and then this is Jennifer. Jennifer, how are you? How's it going? How are you doing? You guys are doing a really nice job.
One of my lowest moments, I think, in the span of like 3 days, I lost 3 branches. One caught on fire. The other 2 were like right of way issues. If you remember Landmark Beach, if you know what's going on in Ikeja, and all that happened like almost back to back. So they're moving a branch to somewhere else, or we're rebuilding it, but we just keep going, and that's why we're here.
There has been many moments that I've thought of giving up. One specifically was having to put myself on the line, and this was when I was the assistant manager for a liquidity branch, and because my team had delayed production, to salvage that problem, I had to promise the customer to deliver to all 40 attendants of a meeting, and that's individual delivery to individual houses. Right there on the spot, I thought that, what, after I settle this, I'm not coming back to Sooyah Bistro again. This is it, and I'm done. But then, today here we are.
One moment that nearly made me give up on the job was when I got robbed. Man, I just joined the company newly, barely 3 months, and on my way back, I was robbed. It was so scary, seeing people with a lot of weapons attacking you, taking your valuables from you and everything. I was beaten, I was threatened and stuff like that. So I even got home past 1 a.m. That moment, I wanted to give up on the job. So what made me stay back then was the culture. Right, when I made the culture, to my surprise, the owner of the business at large, Mr. Olamido, had to reach out to me. Because other places I've worked, the line between me and her is quite too much for her to be calling me for instances like that. The HR would have reached out, my line manager would have reached out, but she reached out directly to me for the first time. And then that changed my retention. I was like, okay, I would love to stay back and then see who this person is, and also work with the person closely to really understand the humanity and empathy side of this person.
The thing will happen one day who I know is when I close from work and on my way going home, they took my phone for roads. From that, my CEO gave me money to buy another phone.
The day my Sooyah chef wasn't available, it was not available and there was no replacement at that point. And I needed to ensure that we have Sooyahs coming out, and I had to be the one to do those things myself. I could do that because time to time I sit with them, observe them, try to learn from even their process. Those days helped me to fill in that position, and I was able to avoid the stress of not having Sooyahs available for my operations that day.
The journey has not been easy, but one moment that really made me feel like, it's time to throw in the towel was when sales dropped at Spa. I was still an assistant operations manager. Then my brand, the sales dipped from being number 1 to being like number 4. I was wondering, was there something I was not doing right? Is it the people I'm working with? And then I had a superior, you had to be like, what's going on there? What's this? What's that? So most times I wake up in the middle of the night crying, hey, God help me. But then at the end of the day, everything picked. So.
Paul, please, when you're done with that, clean up this water and then you can discard this foam and bring out a new one. Alright, Mom, I'll be on the show.
My personal dream out of work is be a CEO. Like, let you call me Madam, and I carry my bag. Anyways, just to own a business like this, and then also own a media station, like a radio station.
Outside of work, my personal dream is to be able to compete globally with colleagues or with people who are within my career path.
Right now, I also have a dream of owning a restaurant business. Someday, I also want to be like an operation consultant to business or restaurants out there.
I know how the Sooyah Bistro they start small. So me say I want make it off my own. They go start one day. They go big. Now my plan with that.
One thing I go still like doing for future, I could chase my football career. Tour the world, shake everywhere, she understand.
So I have the dream to one day be the governor or probably the president of Nigeria. Governor of this state or the president of Nigeria. my proudest moment at Sooyah Bistro? I have two. I have to be sincere. One is the day we were acknowledged at our MPR for staffs that had stayed past 5 years. It was really an emotional day for me. I tried to keep and bottle in the emotion, but it was really a lot for me. And also the day I got my promotional letter to be the operations manager here, I was really, really happy, and it was really an emotional day for me.
My proudest moment was when I realized that we were opening more branches, because when I came into Sooyah Bistro, we were just about 6, 7 before we scrapped up the first outlet. But now we have 4 more additional outlets, and the beautiful thing is that we are actually outside Lagos. It's a gradual process now. Before you know, now we're in Abuja, we're in Port Harcourt, we're in Rivers, we're in everywhere, even the north. And I'm sure we'll get there. It's just a gradual process. We don't carry the thing. We train, don't come small when we get there.
That has been one when I got promoted to being the senior manager, and it was wonderful for me because virtually before the announcement, everybody was already shouting, Mr. Emi, Mr. Emi, Mr. Emi. So basically, it was people had seen that yes, I was good for the role, I was matured for the role, and I was ready to serve, basically.
Wow. My proudest moment at Sooyah Bistro will be when I was able to bring the vision, or like call it the idea my boss had in her head, that she was thinking, how is it going to be possible to go into manufacturing? And then I came on board, and then I was motivated to make sure that we actually bring this from just a mind or a thought to actually to reality. So right now we're actually manufacturing. We even have plans to diversify into different products. So I feel very fulfilled and proud that I was able to do that for her. And also when I started, we were barely like maybe 7 or 8 branches. Currently we're on 10 and still counting. And we've even expanded to Ibadan. And then the way customers perceive our product has changed. And looking at our ratings on third-party platforms, we're doing excellently well. So I'm really proud to be part of this team and to be able to make this great change in this company.
One of my proudest moments is doing pop-ups in a completely different country. So we're in America, we're doing pop-ups in Maryland, DC, and Virginia, and people were literally walking up to us and say, I know Sooyah Bistro, I know you guys from X, Y, and Z, I've heard of you guys. And I was like, how did a brand that just started with barely anything in little old, community in Lagos, with just a few branches, gain popularity in completely different countries? So that was one of my proudest moments, knowing that our brand strength had already extended that far.
My proudest moment at Sooyah Bistro, that has always been my achievement when it comes to sales year on year. I mean, every year since I joined the company, it's tough for my region. We always be the biggest seller year on year. So setting a record from what we did last year has always been my proudest moment. I know also one of my proudest moments, which I feel is an attribute or something I also have, a value I have, is being able to nurture or train people, giving people time to learn, grow, and also get into a new role has been my proudest moment as well.
There was a time where they say, my HR would just call me, sir, can you last send me your picture? I said, sir, for waiting, he said, just send me. If I'm gonna just check my alerts, they don't wire me money. They say I do. Come beside me, so I start the month. That one side make me feel happy.
Please give me tissue. Oh my god. Okay, my proudest moment at Sooyah Bistro was the day I was promoted and I was announced. And someone came to me and said, you're such an inspiration to me. And the person said, you were a good boss, you led us right. Assuming my life savings was that much, I would have handed it over to the person. But thank God for God. My head is saying that my life savings is still my friend.
The impact I want Sooyah Bistro to have on everybody comes across, whether it's customers or our own staff, is to leave us better than you came. So when we say we serve joy, you might have come in any kind of condition, any kind of mood, but when you interact with Sooyah Bistro, we want you to leave just a bit better than you came. So that goes to our customers, the way we interact with you. We want to be that little highlight in your bad day, right? And same goes with our staff. We want you to develop. We want you to come, experience a new kind of culture of work, experience what it's like to be family members with your colleagues, right? And then when you're leaving, if and when you do leave, you're just a bit better in terms of experience, in terms of culture, in terms of interpersonal skills than when you left us. Oh, sorry, than when you came.
All my customers, Lagos, Ibadan, everywhere. My staff workers, everybody, my madam, my HR, everybody at the greeter. Thank you.